So today I just wanted to discuss some of the ways that we can travel more sustainably. After traveling to so many different places, I've fallen in love with so many parts of the world that I want to do everything I can to make this world last and try and offset global warming as much as we can, because we know that politicians don't do a lot in terms of climate change at this point in time. So these are some steps that I've come up with that we can all do together that are not hard, that help travel more sustainably, that therefore don't impact the planet. I know travel at its core is going to leave a footprint, but I always think something's better than nothing. Trying just one of these tips will be a step in the right direction and better than not trying anything at all. I know in an ideal world everyone lives on their own farm compound with and they never travel and they grow their own food and they eat no meat and all this stuff, but we all know that's not reality. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try and make as good an impact as we can. So with that, my tips for sustainable travel. Number one, most obvious, is how you get around. So minimizing airplane flights is the number one thing you can do to lower your carbon footprint. So there's two ways of doing this. So either if you're in somewhere like America or Europe, try different methods to get around. So catch the train to Paris rather than a flight, all that kind of stuff. Trains are a lot less of a footprint than flights. I understand that you do have to fly. I live in Australia. Everywhere is a flight for me, unfortunately. So the best thing you can do is to minimize how many flights it takes to get there. So maybe pay a bit more for the direct flight to not have a layover. The landing and takeoff of a flight that creates the most carbon emissions. So even doing that small change can make a big difference if everyone did it. Keep in mind as well, if you're traveling somewhere with family and friends, you can make a road trip out of it, which is also just a fun activity to do together. But if you're traveling alone, it might be better to fly, because you in a car alone is a lot of a carbon footprint. But anyway, just reconsider how you get around. There are so many different ways in this day and age, and a lot of them are a lot more fun than flying, because flying you have to go through security and line up, and then it can be delayed and take off and blah blah blah. So trains are a lot easier, cars are a lot easier. Boats, if you want to do a cruise, cruising's a great way to like spend time with your family and relax and get to a new destination as well. So don't assume you have to always fly. Number two is waste. Now this is probably the one I'm most passionate about, because you see it being destroying locations like Bali, seeing all the rubbish floating in the ocean, and so many travellers will always buy plastic water bottles because we can't drink tap water, which is fine. I'm not asking you to drink tap water and get sick, but I do recommend bringing your own drink bottle, which is one I have. I've travelled with this one all over like 3 different continents with this one. It's double insulated, so it stays cold all day, so you can put cold water in it and it'll stay cold. And I've stuck this carabiner on, so it just hangs off my bag. It is a Kathmandu one. It's steel. It's very sturdy. Now, I understand that you don't want to get putting tap water in here and getting sick, so that's where this gadget comes in. This is a SteriPen. So essentially, this is light therapy that you just press your button and then you put it into some water and it will sterilize. I've broken it. We'll just leave that flashing. You pop this in your water and you leave it in for 30 seconds and it'll sterilize up to 1 litre of water. So rather than buying water every day, I fill up my drink bottle, I sterilize it, and then I'm good to go for the day, and I haven't had to use any plastic bottles. This retails for about $90, not cheap, but for Daniel and I to use this both over the course of all our travels, I think we've well made the price back, because buying water every day can add up quite at a big cost, and a cost to the planet as well when you're throwing away plastic bottles every few hours, because you drink a lot of water, guys. So really good solution. It's not a lot to carry. It's always good to have a water source on you, because even if you have these two, you can always find water to drink, whereas you have to find, if you're somewhere quite remote in South America, there might not be a place selling bottled water, so it's a lot safer as well. If you're someone that is in a more metropolitan area, you're going to New York, you're going to Vegas, you're going to London, and you love your Starbucks coffees, we've got metal straws. Now I don't use these that much just because I don't use straws a lot. I don't drink a lot of drinks that have straws. But just stick this in your handbag, pull it out, and then it even comes with a cleaner. I bought this one like on eBay. There you go. Clean. And you can reuse it. Save the turtles, guys. You can buy these so cheap online. This one came from Topeka, but you can buy them so cheap on eBay, and it's nowhere near a hassle. I've seen girls' handbags. You carry so much crap in there. You can carry a metal straw and save the turtle. Another way to travel more sustainably is if you're going to do tours, you can pick tour operators. You can book tours with ecotourism companies. One of these that I really like and is quite popular is Intrepid. So Intrepid Travel. They do group tours. I know Flying the Nest has got a few vlog series with them, so I'll put them in the comments below. They're really great. They've always had good things to say about them, and going with that Intrepid tour, they give back a lot of the money to the country that they're visiting. They make sure they're supporting local businesses, and they make sure there's eco-conscious activities, and that all the money goes back to the communities as well, so that tourism is not destroying them, it's helping them, which is essentially what we want to do. Is we want to see the world and share and make sure it's still there for our kids to see. This is a really obvious one, but I still feel like I need to put it in there. Don't litter. Just carry your rubbish until you can throw it out. You carried it when there was food in there. If you've got a chocolate wrapper, you carried it when there was food in there. Just carry it when there's no food in there and take it home with you and throw it in a bin when you see one. I don't understand people that litter. Hard for me to sympathize with you because I cannot. It's not that hard, guys. Just, you're already carrying it. When you're traveling, you can also look for eco-friendly hotels. So these are hotels that have renewable energy, renewed water, have a recycling program, and focus on zero waste. There are so many companies like that. You can literally type in any place in the world and type in Sydney, eco-travel hostel, eco-travel hotel, any city in the world, Kenya, like even Costa Rica has them. They're up and coming, and I highly recommend just doing that. They're also a bit cheaper as well, which helps as well. Like, help the planet, help your wallet, it's win-win. It'd be silly not to. Do not buy any photos or participate in anyone that's exploiting wildlife. This one isn't necessarily sustainable, it's more of an animal rights issue, but still something I care a lot about. I know in Morocco you can see monkeys on chains, and there's often elephants in Thailand with the big seats on their back, and they're just being forced to walk around with people on them. They're not in good conditions. Even in New York, the horses with the carriages are not looked after correctly. I always think, if I was that animal, what would I rather be doing? 9 out of 10 times it's not carrying people on my back or pulling them by a sled. There are always orphanages you can go and be around the animals, just don't exploit them, and definitely don't buy the souvenir photo or pay them anything. So don't make it profitable for them to exploit and harm animals. It's a lot less regulated in different parts of the world. I know Asia is not, in Africa are not great for wildlife protection, so take it on yourself to just think critically of the situation and decide if that's something you want to promote with your money. Lastly, I just want to cover off your trip itinerary. So try and follow the path of least resistance. So if you're going to Norway, don't then decide to go to India, because that's quite a long flight and a long detour. Whereas if you just wanted to go from Norway, catch the train to Sweden, you're still seeing a new place and you've just caught a train. It's cheaper on your wallet, it's cheaper on the environment, it's a lower carbon footprint. A lot of the time, even catching the train, even though it might seem like a longer time compared to like the flight time, can also be faster, because by the time you go through security and have to be at the airline for 3 hours, blah blah blah, it actually adds up to probably just faster being able to jump on and off a train. And if you're in a major city, and like New York, try and take the subway rather than take a cab, because one, traffic's awful anyway, you're not saving any time or money, and the subway is more eco-friendly because it's moving large portions of people around rather than just you. These are my tips that I try and implement when I'm traveling, so tell me in the comments below if there's anything else you can think of that's easy to implement, that kind of respects the environment we're going to, makes tourism look good, because tourism can look bad if you're a bad tourist. Tell me in the comments below if there's anything you guys do that I should implement as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because it really does mean a lot to me. And maybe share this video with some friends who you think could travel more sustainably, because it's not as hard as you think, guys. So that's it for today, so I will see you tomorrow with another Vlogmas video. Bye.